friends, Nibs again. Wanted to do a quick one for you guys. Did a video on this brand new air pistol I just picked up, and you guys are going to think I'm totally wacko, but I didn't even have this thing out of the package for 10 minutes, and I have completely blown it apart. So, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised how nice the trigger was on it already, but it was still a little bit heavy. I've already done this to my Ruger Mark IV, Umarex Ruger Mark IV. The trigger's a lot nicer on that now, so I was not afraid to do it to this one as well. So the mechanism is almost identical inside of this guy, but there was a couple of pieces, actually a couple pieces missing from this compared to that one, and I may open that other one back up and make some changes in that one based on what I see inside of there. But so the two things I decided to do to this one, three things. So this is the sear. The trigger acts on this, pushes down, and then the plunger catches on the back side of this. And this was, again, had the, I don't know if it's a punch mark or a casting mark, but it was real gritty right there. So with some sandpaper and then finally some jeweler's rouge, I got that down to a mirror-like finish there. The one thing I found really bad in the Ruger, but it wasn't nearly as bad on this one, was so inside of here, this little right here, this little piece is a little tiny piece of steel that's pressed into the aluminum plunger for the actual air that creates the air, and that one had like a knife edge rolled over on it on the Ruger, and that was catching on the back of that sear and causing a bunch of grit. This one is pretty smooth. I did just hit it with the buffing wheel real lightly just to knock the edge, smooth out that front edge of that. But other than that, this is the original spring, real heavy still, and then this is another spring that I picked up the other day when I was working on the Ruger. And we'll put it all back together and see what it does. So I'm actually got to put this little puppy back together here. So again, the way that these come apart, you punch your pins out from right to left and then put them back in from left to right. There's actually a little knurling on the end of each of the pins that you catch when you get it to the there we go. Okay, shouldn't go too far. No, it feels good. So what I've been using is this buffing compound, also known as jeweler's rouge. This is very fine. I think it's like the second finest rouge you can get, but really does a nice job of buffing up those edges and stuff. So then the next piece that goes on, this is the safety lever, or safety internal part of the safety, I guess. I don't know. And then, unlike the Ruger, the whole safety for the Browning here can go on before you put it all back into the gun. So I gotta say that this Browning is a much easier one to work on. Not nearly as many pins to drive out and hoops to jump through to get things apart and back together. I need to get a number 0. Stand by. Alrighty. That's better. Use the right tool for the job. Okay. So there's my safety back together. So the one thing that's missing on this one, which I don't know why it even needs to be in that one, and it may not be in there for very long, is on this one, on that one over there, there's actually another little catch that rides over the top. So you have to pull the trigger back, and it starts to catch that, and that is creating resistance, and then that pulls out of the way before the trigger can pull up on the sear. So it seems very not useful, so it may disappear in that Ruger as well, and probably help a lot with that trigger in that one as well. So let me get this sear assembly back down into the gun here. Yeah, this is so much easier to work on. Oop, so far I didn't get it underneath the trigger like it needs to be. That'll work. Again, pins left to right with the knurling to the left. Set them home. That went a little too far. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be nice. So one of the other things that I really kind of like over the design here with the Buckmark version is the top portion is held on by 3 screws, where the Ruger is actually held on by 2 small screws like this, and then a drift pin in the back. So this is actually a little bit nicer in that manner. So we just get her back together. This big one drops down through the top. That's a much nicer approach. 2.5 millimeter Allen key. And up here in the front, we just got 2 small number 1 Phillips screws. We'll test this with the, keep the grips off for now and test it. Okay. All right, stand by. Let me get my target box. If you're looking for a nice target box to use out in your garage or down in your basement or whatever to catch pellets with, pellets and BBs, look back several videos back and you'll see this in a video that I did. So it catches real nice again still. That is the key. So you don't want to, if you go too light with your spring, you're not going to be able to have that sear engage and catch. But so let's see what we got here. That is nice. I'm definitely going to have to do some more work on that Ruger to get it caught up with this guy. That is really nice. So one thing I like to do too when I'm playing around with these is just make sure it's not going to be unsafe to shoot, but boy, just such a difference. You can feel the weight between. So this was actually a much longer spring, and I may end up putting this inside the Ruger too. But here's the original one, just huge coils and just very stiff, and then this is the other half of the one I put in there. So this is gonna be so nice. I think I'm gonna have to get a little red dot to stick on this guy. That'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, there you go. I'm not gonna keep you guys on for any longer than need to. The putting the grips back on is no big deal. It just wraps around the front here, and then 2 screws go in to hold it in. But there you go. A huge improvement on what was already a halfway decent trigger on this Browning Buckmark Umarex. And boy, that's got to be around a 3-pound trigger now, which is super nice. Yeah, that is really nice. So if you guys got one of these or one of those Rugers, go ahead and give this a try. It's not too hard to do. I'll put a picture over here of the spring that I bought from. I actually bought a pair of springs, but they're pretty much the same weight. One was just a little bit longer than the other one, but I'll put the spring up here so you can see, give you an idea of what I bought. It was less than $1 for each one. It was like 75 cents for one and 89 cents for the other one. But anyway, there you go. I hope you guys appreciate this video. Thank everybody for being on my channel. Everything's growing nice, and I really am pleased with that. And hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you later.